The new LG V30 was recently announced, and LG was kind enough to let me borrow one, and I have to say that I am loving it so far, but there are a few features that are standing out to me that I think are pretty cool. So I figured I'd quickly make a video to show you those features and why I like them so much. First up, the camera, or cameras. The phone features a dual camera setup like the G6, with one being a normal angle lens and the other being a wider, almost GoPro-like lens. Now, the first thing I noticed about this wider angle lens when I was using the G6 not that long ago was just how often I actually use it compared to what I thought I was going to be using it for. It actually turns out it's really great for travel photography, for like cityscapes and landscapes and streetscapes. Lots of scapes, really. But turns out that there's a lot of scenarios where a super wide shot would be handy. In addition to both of the different lens options, both cameras are super crisp and have really fast apertures. The wide angle lens has an f1.9 aperture and the other lens has a crazy f1.6. What this means is that they let in a lot more light if you want, and also help achieve that bokeh look with things blurred out in the background if you're into that. I'm into that. The second feature I want to talk about is the interesting inclusion of being able to record videos in log format. If you aren't familiar, log format essentially turns down the color curves so that the color science isn't necessarily that baked in, and it allows the imaging processor to focus more on dynamic range. LG added a setting that allows you to record in their log format while doing video, which you can then load into your own editing software like Premiere or Final Cut, etc., and then have a lot more freedom with the color correction adjustment, and ideally more dynamic range than if you just shot with the baked-in color. What good is all this camera tech if it looks crappy on the phone? Thankfully, LG upgraded from an LCD screen to a lovely POLED one on the new V30, resulting in deeper blacks, more vibrant colors, and in some cases, better battery life. They also use the 18:9 standard and super tiny bezels to be able to get a large 6-inch screen in a much smaller and more comfortable handset. The next feature is something that audiophiles I think will appreciate, and that's a better DAC. Now, without getting into too much detail, every single device that you listen to music on nowadays has a DAC built in. A DAC, or a digital to analog converter, is something that literally just takes digital music, which is a bunch of zeros and ones and data, and turns it into something that headphones and ultimately our ears can hear. When you hear a company like LG with the V30 touting a DAC, what they're talking about is that they have a better quality DAC built into the device. Bottom line, audio just sounds better. And lastly, it has hi-fi audio recording and some pretty good noise cancellation. LG added 2 high-performance Aop mics. AOP, or acoustic overload point, is just a way of saying that these mics have a much higher point at which they can determine noise from an audio signal. So in other words, just to sum it up, it means that in a much louder environment where a normal mic would start to distort because it's too loud, these are able to capture that sound at a much higher volume. The device can even use these 2 mics in conjunction with the actual receiver of the phone to do some fancy noise cancellation trickery as well. As LG seems to have focused this device towards creators, and considering my job, it's probably no surprise that most of my favorite features have to do with content creation, I suppose. Either way though, those are my favorite features on the LG V30 and what I think kind of make it stand out a little bit better against a sea of flagships. But hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the video, what you think of the features or other features maybe that I missed. Whatever your thoughts are, love to hear from you guys. And if you like this video, please thumbs up it or share it. It is greatly appreciated. And if you want more videos like this, please check out the rest of my channel. And if you like what you see there, please subscribe. As always though, thanks for watching.